A park ranger in Montana looked away for only a few seconds. When he turned back, the black bear he had been watching was gone. Then a branch snapped behind him. It had circled through the forest without making a sound. That was not panic. It was planning. Most people believe black bears scare easily, but the truth is far more disturbing. Some make choices that seem cold, patient, and almost human. Stay until the end, because the real stories become even darker. Before we begin, tell me where you are watching from, and subscribe if you enjoy true dark wildlife documentaries. Most people never see what a black bear is truly capable of, because the animal usually decides not to be seen. Across North America, millions of people hike through forests every year without ever spotting one. That creates a dangerous illusion. Many leave believing black bears always run away from humans. The reality is far more complicated. Unlike grizzlies, black bears have spent generations living close to towns, campsites, farms, and neighborhoods. They have learned something remarkable. Humans are predictable. Garbage appears on the same day each week. Bird feeders are full every morning. Campers leave coolers outside after dark. Once a bear discovers an easy food source, it remembers the location for years and often returns again and again. Scientists have documented black bears traveling dozens of miles to revisit places where they once found food. Their memory is extraordinary. They recognize landscapes, trails, scents, and even changes made by people. Every successful search becomes a lesson, making the next visit even more efficient. This is intelligence. Researchers studying black bear behavior have found that these animals solve problems many other mammals cannot. They learn by watching. They test objects before touching them. Young cubs spend years observing their mothers, copying every movement that helps them survive. That knowledge is passed from one generation to the next, creating families that become increasingly skilled at living alongside humans. Now imagine seeing the world through a bear's senses. Its nose can detect scents from incredible distances under the right conditions. Long before a person hears rustling leaves or notices fresh tracks, the bear may already know exactly who has entered its forest. Wind carries information that people cannot even imagine. Food, smoke, sweat, soap. Every scent tells a story. Your presence is rarely a surprise. Black bears also move with astonishing silence. Despite weighing hundreds of pounds, they can cross thick forests without making enough noise to warn nearby hikers. Soft foot pads absorb sound, while careful steps avoid dry branches and loose rocks. In dense woodland, visibility is often limited to only a few yards. A bear can remain hidden even when it is dangerously close. That silence changes everything. Many wildlife encounters begin because the bear chooses to reveal itself, not because people suddenly discover it. In most cases, the animal has already watched, smelled, or listened long before anyone realizes it is there. Sometimes it walks away. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes curiosity keeps it nearby just a little longer. Understanding that difference is the first step toward respecting this predator. A black bear is not simply wandering through the wilderness. It is constantly gathering information, judging risks, remembering past experiences, and making decisions that improve its chances of survival. The forest may seem peaceful, but you are almost never alone. There is another reason black bears are often misunderstood. Unlike wolves or mountain lions, they rarely announce what they are about to do. They do not roar across the forest or charge every person they see. Most of the time, they watch, quietly, patiently. That silence has fooled countless people into believing they are harmless. Wildlife biologists describe black bears as highly adaptable animals. Instead of relying only on strength, they rely on judgment. Every encounter becomes a calculation. Is the object ahead dangerous? Is food worth the risk? Is there an easier opportunity nearby? These decisions happen in seconds, guided by memory, experience, and instinct working together. A bear that has spent years living near people behaves very differently from one deep in the wilderness. Around national parks and remote cabins, some individuals learn that vehicles often carry food. Others recognize the sound of coolers opening or the smell of a barbecue before anyone starts cooking. They are not reading human minds. They are recognizing patterns. That ability can become surprisingly accurate. Researchers using GPS collars have discovered that some black bears adjust their daily routines to avoid busy trails during daylight, then return after sunset when people leave. In farming regions, others wait until machinery stops before entering fields. These behaviors are learned over time, showing just how flexible their thinking can be. Their climbing ability makes them even more unusual. An adult black bear can scale a large tree with remarkable speed, using powerful claws designed for gripping rough bark. Cubs often escape danger by climbing, while mothers remain below, ready to defend them. To many predators, a tree is protection. To a black bear, it is simply another path. Then there is curiosity. Young bears investigate almost everything they encounter. A backpack beside a trail, an unlocked car door, a tent with food inside. Curiosity helps them survive because every new object could lead to a meal. Unfortunately, that same curiosity sometimes brings them dangerously close to people. Most encounters end peacefully. The bear smells a human, decides the risk is too high, and disappears into thick cover before anyone notices. Those moments are rarely reported because nothing dramatic happens, but every now and then the calculation changes. Food becomes more important than fear. A hungry bear in late summer may spend nearly every waking hour searching for calories before winter arrives. During this period, called hyperphagia, it eats almost constantly to build the fat needed for survival. Berries, nuts, insects, fish, small mammals, and human food all become valuable. A single easy meal can teach a lesson that lasts for years. That is why wildlife officers work so hard to keep bears away from garbage, campsites, and neighborhoods. Once a bear learns that people provide food, breaking that habit becomes extremely difficult. The animal grows bolder with every successful visit. Doors are tested, windows are pushed, coolers are opened, fear slowly fades. The greatest danger is not an angry bear. It is a bear that has learned humans are simply another part of its food routine. And history has shown exactly how dangerous that lesson can become. History contains several encounters that remind us how quickly a routine day outdoors can become a fight for survival. These cases are rare, but they reveal one important truth. A black bear does not always react the way people expect. When circumstances change, its behavior can change with them. In May 2023, near the community of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, a woman was attacked outside her home after a black bear approached the property. Wildlife officers later confirmed the bear showed unusually aggressive behavior before it was stopped. Investigators believed several factors may have influenced the incident, including the animal's condition and its previous experiences around people. Even so, the attack shocked a neighborhood where black bears had become a familiar sight. Familiarity had created comfort. Comfort had lowered caution. Another well-documented case took place in the Great Smoky Mountains, where thousands of hikers walk the same trails every year. Rangers repeatedly warn visitors never to feed wildlife, even by accident. Why? Because a single reward can change a bear's behavior. Once food becomes linked with humans, the animal may return again and again, expecting another easy meal. Over time, hesitation disappears. Confidence grows. That confidence can become dangerous. Wildlife agencies across North America use a simple phrase to describe the problem. A fed bear is a dead bear. It sounds harsh, but it reflects years of experience. Bears that repeatedly seek food from people often become impossible to relocate successfully. Many eventually have to be euthanized because the risk to public safety becomes too great. The tragedy is shared by both sides. The bear is not acting out of cruelty. It is following a lesson that humans accidentally taught it. Every overflowing trash bin, every cooler left outside, every snack tossed from a car window reinforces the same message. People mean food. Now imagine meeting that bear alone on a quiet trail. You notice fresh tracks in the mud. Broken branches sway ahead. Then the forest falls completely silent. No birds, no squirrels. Just wind moving through the trees. Seconds later, A large black shape steps onto the path. This is the moment every decision matters. Wildlife experts recommend staying calm, standing your ground, and making yourself appear larger. Speak in a firm voice. Slowly back away without turning your back. Never run. Running can trigger a chase response. And even though black bears are not built for long-distance pursuit, they can sprint far faster than any human over short distances. If the bear continues approaching, bear spray is considered one of the most effective defensive tools available. Studies have shown it successfully stops most aggressive encounters when deployed correctly at close range. The key is preparation. A canister buried inside a backpack cannot help during the few seconds that truly matter. There is another fact many people never hear. Unlike defensive attacks from grizzlies, a predatory black bear attack should be met with resistance. Wildlife experts advise fighting back using anything available if a black bear continues an aggressive attack. Rocks, sticks, trekking poles, bare hands if there is no other choice. The goal is to convince the animal that you are not prey. Thankfully, such attacks remain extremely uncommon. Millions of people live, work, and explore black bear country every year without incident. That is exactly why these stories deserve attention. They are not meant to create fear of wildlife. They remind us that respect is far more valuable than confidence. Because the most dangerous mistake is believing nature follows human expectations. It never has, and it never will. Black bears are not evil. They are not monsters hiding in every forest, waiting for the next victim. They are survivors shaped by millions of years of evolution, making decisions that often seem unsettling because they work. The greatest danger has never been the bear itself. It is the false confidence that makes people underestimate it. Respect nature, keep your distance, and remember this. In the wild, the animal that stays quiet is often the one you should fear the most.